This podcast discusses video games, modern culture, and technology, and these podcasters are big fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom says to take out the trash and do your homework.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds, episode 276. We are recording this on Wednesday, August 20th, 2014. Just a week and week and 1 day before PAX, at least when we leave for PAX. And with me at PAX is going to be my co-host, Nick DiNicola, and my other co-host who's not going, Holy Goalie. We have all three hosts in the house right now, which we didn't have last 2 weeks.
That's been strange, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's like a reunion. So yeah, you guys are here. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Goalie.
Hi, guys.
Did I just overpower you with that intro or something?
Yeah. I feel all the love from the reunion, and I think I'm good. I'm gonna bounce. I've had enough reunions.
Just like you're the reunion, you're just gonna as soon as somebody stops talking, you're gonna turn your eyes away and play a game.
Oh shit, that's right. I gotta check out my tiny tower.
You're such a dick. AC Wraith in the chat room. First man in. Winner,
chicken dinner.
Yep.
Well, just to kind of continue what happened to me last week, the doctor called today.
Yeah.
All my tests, every single one.
Perfect.
Negative.
Yeah. Well, that's
good.
So I wasn't bit by a tick. Why I was sick? Well, have to thank Nick, because they don't know. They don't know. They're just like, well, if you're feeling better, that's all that counts. I'm like, well, it'd be nice to know.
Right. Is it lupus?
I mean, you guys took so much blood.
Did you ask about lupus?
Oh, no, I don't have any of their albums. No, they tested me for everything. I mean, gonorrhea, you name it.
Right.
It's like, holy smokes. And I guess that's the best scenario, is finding out that nothing.
It's right. Would you rather have Ebola or nothing?
So I guess it had something to do with the stone I passed. And my best guess is that I must have had some kind of a virus.
Yeah. Virus mixed with a stone. Delicious.
That's what it must have been, because there was no doubt I was down and out for a good week, and some of those days I was, like I say, hallucinating. Mm-hmm. Oh man, chills. I mean, 2 hours of shaking just to get rid of the chills. That's not normal. So, but whatever. It's been a week since I've been in the emergency room, so I'm happy.
But on the plus side, now you're healthy enough to actually play Diablo 3 on the.
I was so sick, I didn't even watch TV.
I know. Wow. And if you'd have been sick this week, you'd have been pissed.
Have you ever been that sick where you're laying there and you can get up and you're not like bedridden, but you can walk around and you just don't care.
Right.
You don't care about anything. You sit down and TV's on. It could be a friggin' porno or a Stanley Cup Finals, and I just didn't care. Yep. And so I laid in bed. I must listen to 50 podcasts while I was sick, because I just wanted to lay down and just listen to stuff and not have to concentrate, you know. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, so now I'm feeling better, and we did the digital deal, El Diablo 3 there, and oh man, they did just enough to that game that I don't feel like I'm playing the exact same.
No, they've definitely freshened it up, you know.
Really?
Oh yes, it's definitely not the exact same game. I mean, the story's the same.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is very different now.
Yeah, one of the first things I noticed was I was rolling around the graveyard, and a little thing comes up and says, you smashed 9 gravestones or something like that. And it says, so you got 40 seconds of extended speed.
Yep.
And I would go quicker. You see a little white shadow behind me, and as I was going fast, I was like, well, that's new.
Yeah. It used to be that you would, because everything was destructible, but you would, at the most, maybe you'd get occasionally some coins or reward or something would drop out of a vase or something. But in this, in this recent PlayStation 4, if you smash a certain amount of items in a row, then you will get a speed bonus.
Yep.
And it used to be that if you, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember on the Xbox 360 when I played it, that it would tell you if you had a slaughter or something like that.
Yeah, I think it would tell you.
But you didn't get any kind of bonus for that. Now you get an XP bonus. You get an XP multiplier.
Something, yeah. You get something.
Yeah.
Oh, those all sound like standard things that you'd expect.
There's kind of standard things that you expect, but it does change the way you play the game. And the deaths are a little more, I don't say graphic, but a little more spectacular.
Yeah, there's more ragdoll physics.
There's a lot more ragdoll physics when you hit somebody with a shield bash and you kill them and they just like go flying off into the nowhere.
Heads go flying.
Heads go flying.
It's really neat. One of the really neat things, though, is the mailbox that's in town.
Yes.
Now, I'm only on Act 1.
Yes.
So it's in the center of New Tristan is where it is. And basically, anybody that's played the game, you know, you can't send it to anybody that hasn't played Diablo yet. But, I mean, it shows you all the friends on your friends list who played Diablo, and you can send them anything you want.
Right.
And it was kind of cool. So Chaos sent me some kind of a sword or a legendary something. And I'm not at that level, so I can't use it yet. But just to test it out, I sent him back 1 gold piece.
That's what he said. And he sent you back like a nail, right?
Yeah, he sent me back like the lowest level club that you start the game with. And I sent it back.
Well, here's another thing that has changed about it, is that they very much want you to play with other people and interact with other people. And rather than changing the game in order to make that happen, smartly, they've added this little feature that if you will pick up items in Diablo that are legendary items, but they're not for you. They're for somebody else. And it'll say specifically who it's for. So when you pick them up, they will show up under your treasures menu in your inventory, and it'll say you've picked up a gift for Gamer Goalie. You've picked up a game for Evil Alsop.
It actually says like who can use it on your friends list.
Right. So and it says,
wow.
and you don't send it from the mailbox. You send it directly from your inventory. It's like press X to send, and then you send it off. Now I've received one from Piss Boy. Piss Boy got one for me, so he sent it to me.
Mailbox?
It comes in the mailbox.
Okay.
But you don't send it through the mailbox. You send it through your inventory. It was an oh my god epic legendary. Oh yes. What you get out of those things are really, really good pieces. They're not throwaways. They are good. Really good. Crazy good. So yeah, if you are playing it now, and they don't really tell you this. I actually discovered it by going through my inventory at the end of the night. Just idly checking out what's in my inventory, and because I was trying to remind myself where things were and what they were. And I went into the treasures area, and it's like, oh, the treasures inventory has this thing, and it says, oh, there's something for Tag, which is one person on my friends list. I had not played with him, but he was on my friends list, and he had Diablo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. There was
a nice touch.
Another thing that happened last night is I get on and, like I said, Tuesday night's my late night, so I get done some work. I was like, let me get on. Like, everybody's playing Diablo. But so I decided playing my own game just because, I'm still a level 4 or 5. I haven't played that much. And I was, whatever reason, my character just wasn't doing enough damage. I was getting my ass kicked. I think I took the Crusader. I'm not a big fan of that guy.
He gets really good about level 15. Level 20, he starts to get awesome.
Yeah, he's tough. I was playing on hard by myself, and it's
yeah, no, you can't play a tank class hard by yourself because they're not made to do damage. They're made to take damage while everybody else does it.
Yeah, so that was kind of a tough one. So anyway, I get into the graveyard there in the early part of the game, and I'm like, oh boy, there was like a big dude and all these little dudes, and I wasn't doing any damage. So I'm just kind of running around like, yeah. and I'm trying to kill him and run. And all of a sudden, Chaos was online. I was in a party, and I said, hang on, I'll be right there. So he jumps in my game. And he comes in with his level 759 wizard and just wipes everybody out with one flick of the wand, you know? So so they're all dead. And all of a sudden we hear, and he's like, what the hell is that? I was like, I don't know. Is that in the game? It sounds like War of the Worlds. It was this deep, deep, bellowing sound. And so we're looking around. All of a sudden this portal opens up. And these two bosses come through. He goes, that's the boss that killed me. There's monsters. What? There's these monsters that spawn in your game that have killed somebody on your friends list.
Yeah, here's how it works, is that they are legendary monsters, and they will randomly show up in someone's game. And if you kill them, that's great. If you don't kill them and they kill you, they leave your game and go into another game of your friend's game and attempts to kill them. And every time they go from game to game, they get stronger.
Really?
Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
I got my ass kicked. I mean, even
yeah.
Kill a guy. I think there might have been two of them because I thought two of them came through. And I'm swinging away and I'm swinging, and they just trap me. And you know, I'm so low down, they killed me in a second. It was just a nice twist. I mean, all these little things. I've only played a couple of hours.
Yep.
And already I've noticed all these differences in the game. And it's like, you know, it's nothing crazy.
No, that's the thing. It's nothing crazy to change the game specifically. Its mechanics, how it plays. It's not Diablo, but it is and it's definitely the same game, but it's a different twist. It's like an alternate universe Diablo 3.
Yeah, they've added some things. That's like you're sitting there trying to change. Like, how would you like to try our new General Gao chicken? Well, yes, I would. You know what I mean? Oh, we got a new house fried rice. Well, you better bring one over. We've added a new drink to the menu. I don't even know what it's called, but I want it. It's stuff like that, but I'm really impressed so far.
Yeah, once again, that's just another example of how Blizzard is trying to take these games that are its game is very popular and being played multiplayer and kind of play with the multiplayer aspect of it and the community aspect of it so that you are more inclined to play with your friends. Because obviously, if this legendary monster kills somebody else and then leaves your game and all of a sudden you hear, oh crap, he's in my game now, everybody will run to his game to try and kill him.
Yeah,
because if you don't, it's just going to perpetuate and keep going through your friends list.
I love that idea, that assassination monster.
And it was kind of cool because I think all the Chaos's buddy jumped in too to try to fight it. And they were like popping in real quick. I was like, boing, boing, boing. You know, it's like we're all fighting. Yeah, I don't know. The drop in, drop out is so fantastic. And since Left 4 Dead 1, that's been my thing. The drop in, drop out. That's got to be a must in co-op games. It just has to be.
Yeah, yeah. And it encourages you, and certainly as long as that assassination monster is out there, that you want to be in a party. Even if you're playing by yourself, you want to be in a party. Because if that assassination monster shows up, you want to be able to say to somebody else, holy crap, he's in my game! And so everybody can run to you. If you hadn't been in that party, there's no way you could have been able to contact Chaos to have him come in. Because he just happened to have a group of 3, and you were soloing.
Yep, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's like, even if you're not playing, get into a voice chat party so that you could put out some messages.
Yeah, and then one other thing, actually this is a pretty big thing, was we were talking about it, and Edie, I think you said last night when we were playing, said, this game is really gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
And I says, yeah, but I says, I had no issues with the 360. I says, I thought it was really, really good looking on the 360. And you said something like, well, do you still have your Diablo for the 360? Pop that in. I was like, I could. I was just kind of sitting there late at night, so I popped in my 360, fired it up, and I put in Diablo. And I got to the main menu, like where it shows the character. So I did the PS4 and the Xbox 360. You had the guy at the main character, and I did like the input switch on the TV, and there's no comparison.
Night and day.
It's night and day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went in just to the main town, and just the textures. Mm-hmm. It's like looking at a PC game on the PS4.
Yeah, you don't think Diablo 3 on the 360 looked like crap until you see it on the PlayStation 4, and then go back to it on the 360.
Yeah, and because again, we were used to the 360 graphics, which were great.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. I didn't have any complaints.
We didn't know any better.
Yeah, but then you see something better. It's like the shiny new car that looks better. It's like, wow, how did I ever drive that old one?
Mm-hmm.
And I must have did 4 or 5 different areas of there, just comparing. I was comparing menus. I was comparing like the look of Deckard Cain's house and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, yeah, it's just, again, if you don't have anything to compare it to, they both look nice. Don't get me wrong, but when you do get the side by side, it's, oh boy. Now the only issue I'm having right now is I can't find any of my pre-order bonuses. I have no idea where they are. Supposedly you get something that you wear immediately. I don't have that. Supposedly you can summon a dog to kind of walk around with you.
You should have some epic pauldrons on you right now. You have legendary pauldrons on you. That's what I had on both of my characters.
Okay.
They're automatically equipped?
They're automatically equipped when you start.
Can you see them or in inventory? Because I don't think I have them. I'm telling you. I ordered on Sunday, so that should technically be a pre-order. I don't know why I can't find them. Are they only for certain characters?
Well, let's play later today so that I can look to see.
Yeah, because I can't find them, and then so I was disappointed. Like, not that it's a huge deal, but pre-order. They say you can get the
all the new characters that I start. I get legendary pauldrons that are badass looking, and then of course I move out of them very quickly.
Yeah. No, I can't find mine, so we're gonna have to see if we can find it. Maybe it's just a girl thing. I don't know.
No, Nick and Chaos had it. Well, they can. Yeah, maybe it is a girl thing. What were you gonna say? Did you buy the digital copy?
Yeah. Now here's what I did. I was gonna try to play around with the whole swapping of the systems and the whole bit. And I was just like, I just don't know how many games that we're both going to want to do this with. So for me to start, and plus being really sick, I was like, I just bought one for each of us. I traded in a bunch of games, and it paid for one plus part of the other one. So
you bought a disc?
No, I bought 2 digital copies.
2 digital copies, okay. Because I am going to go buy it on my own right now. No problem. But just for the sake of experimentation, just to see if it was possible, I did download the pre-order from Pissboy.
Okay.
Because I wanted to see if one person could share a pre-order. Mm-hmm. No problem.
Okay, so
no problem. It worked. Yeah, no problem. We've been playing both of our. He's been playing it, and we've been playing it at the same time too.
Okay. Yeah, I was kicking.
But you both bought the game, right?
No. I did not. I have yet to buy the game, which I'm going to do today because I don't want to steal the game, but I wanted to see if it was possible that someone who hadn't pre-ordered the game and bought the game could get the game from someone else, and you can.
Yeah, because you're technically playing on his PlayStation. How we all
right? He's playing. Yeah, I'm playing on his PlayStation. He's playing on my PlayStation.
So he, as a guest, he can buy it and play it on that system that he has. Okay.
No, he bought it on his system. I went into his account and downloaded it again onto my system. And then we switched ownership of our console. So he is playing as a guest on his PlayStation. I'm playing as a guest on my PlayStation.
Okay, but so when he ordered it, he didn't order it as a guest on your system?
No. No, I can go back into his entire thing and buy it, everything that he wants. I mean, I can go into his system regardless of when he bought it, and I could buy it from, download it.
What I'm wondering, though, is that is because right now you're playing as a guest on his system right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you start buying games under your account?
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I can buy games under my account.
Okay.
I mean, I'm playing as me. I'm not playing as him. Remember that.
Oh, that works.
I am playing as me. I am Gamer Edie. Everything is the same. The only difference is whose PlayStation is considered primary. His PlayStation is considered my primary. My PlayStation is considered his primary. That is the only difference.
There's got to be. They got to fix that.
He's bought multiple games since then. Here's the crazy thing. He's bought a bunch of games since then, and they've shown up on my screen.
Yeah, because his account, it pops up. I kind of get that, but I mean, again, it's like that's you're buying one game and not two, and
yeah, I know it seems kind of strange.
Weird.
Like I said, I'm intended. I only did this just to see if it could be done, but it's been perfect. The only hitch is when it came live, when the download was available, we immediately could play it, but we had to go in and renew our leases or something to the game.
Yeah, see,
and then that's just going into the settings, and it's a little menu on the settings. You click it, and it was like, boom, okay, now I went back into Diablo, and it loaded just fine.
Yeah, no, I imagine it'd be something like that. Hopefully it isn't too bad. I thought about doing that with me and the wife, and we had talked about this on a few shows. I was like, boy, but if there's any glitches at all, if there's anything you got to click, and she's home alone and can't play something, and she's got to go.
Once it happens, Gully, once you've done it, it is zero difference.
Yeah, maybe, but like
zero difference.
You had to
the
re-up your things.
Right. That was only
if you have to re-up that and he's not there.
Yeah, she ain't.
I didn't do that through his profile. I'm telling you, there's zero difference. I just went into my account. I was in my account and went to. Oh wait, did I? No, I signed into his account, but he didn't have to be there. His account's on my system. I just switched over to his account, renewed the leases, switched back to my account. It was fine. But that was only that one time. And I've had no problem downloading and playing any of the other games he has since purchased with no problem whatsoever, and did not have to redo the leases. That just had to do with the pre-order, going from a pre-order to an active game. I don't think it had anything to do with us, and you probably would have to have done it. I don't know. Did you have to do that? There was some kind of glitch, essentially, not with us, but with the game itself, that it wasn't quite recognizing that it was ready to go, because we clicked it to play it right at 00:00 hours. We were there at midnight for midnight launch.
Yeah, again, I just kind of went the normal way. Yeah. Just, she keeps hers, I keep mine. We bought 2 copies. If it gets to a point where it's like if they were coming out with Destiny and Evolve and, a couple other games that we're all going to play together, then I probably would have tried this, instead of buying 6 games, I'd buy 3.
Right.
But right now it's just this one game. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm just going to do this. I know we're going to play the crap out of this. So
right. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
But it's what it is. Yeah, but I like I say, if we start getting to other games and we might want to try it, then maybe I'll try the switcheroo.
Yeah. Also, did you switch over in all of your profiles, your characters from the 360 to PlayStation?
I haven't yet. I got onto that BattleNet thing.
Okay, here's what you do. I'll walk you through the process, because I've had to do this for a couple of people. First thing you do, you go online and go to battle.net, and you need to sign up for an account. Once you signed up for an account, then you one of their menus, I think it's called Games and Codes. At the very bottom, let me pull it up so I can see it. It's the very bottom of that sub menu, battle.net. At the very bottom of it will say connected accounts. So you go to the menu that says Games and Codes at the very bottom of that sub menu, connected accounts. You will put in your PlayStation information and sign in on PlayStation through battle.net. Then you will go to your 360 and sign in your 360 on battle.net. So it knows that it is essentially connecting your 360 account to your PlayStation account. Got it?
Yep.
All right. Then you go to your 360, or what if you have a PlayStation 3 and you're doing it, you only have to sign in for one, just your PSN name. That's fine. But then you go to your old version of Diablo 3, and in the menus there will be a menu that says More. Under More, it says Export. Export character, export game, export data, something like that. Hit export, and it will immediately export, and it's instantaneous. It's like, okay, you're exported. Then you go to your PlayStation 4 or your next-gen console, and you sign in, and then you go to the same menu, and it will say More at the bottom. You go into that, and it says Import. You import it, and kablam! Sometimes it actually gives you a prompt. They say, hey, do you want us to check for characters? I see you have no character from the old game. Do you want us to check for it? You say yes. They're like, we found characters for you. Would you like us to import? Yes. Okay. But if it doesn't do it automatically because you've already started a game and already have your characters, built a couple of characters, then you just tell it to manually, order it to import those characters. Now, here's the deal. If you started a character on Diablo 3, the new version of Diablo 3, and you import characters from your old profile, you will lose that character you've imported on Diablo 3.
So you got to do it right at the start?
You don't have to do it right at the start, but it's like, it depends.
You're going to lose stuff?
You're going to lose something, whatever you've played. You can't, they doesn't merge the accounts. What it does is it writes over the accounts.
Oh, I see.
So like your level 4 that you've created, if you imported all your characters, you'd lose that level 4 character.
Oh, I see.
It overwrites.
Well, you want to just basically, if you do that, import all these people right away.
Right away at the beginning, and then you don't have to worry about it. But if you have played it for a night, like Chaos's brother played it for a night, he had a level 20 something, but he didn't know that you could import characters. So I helped him do the export and the import into the characters, and he was like, you're going to lose that level 20. He's like, that's fine. He brought it all in, and then there was his 2 level 70 characters, level 60 characters, and he was ecstatic. So it was a good trade for him. So if you're going to do it now, so you don't have to worry about whether you want to throw away a character or not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Part of the fun is running through the game again.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I did have some pretty good stuff. But, who was it that I was talking to? I don't know if it was Chaos or Chaos's brother. And he's just like, oh, I spent so much time in my character that, I definitely want to bring him in. I says, well, in that case, yeah, I could see you bringing him in. But for me, if I brought in my monster characters, it might kind of take away from me playing this game.
Well, you don't have to start with those characters.
I know you don't have to, but what I'm saying is that, it's like if I bring in all my heavy hitters from the Diablo, I played so much Diablo on 360, and I brought those guys in. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd want to go back to the start and start with the club. You know what I mean? It's just I would hate to wreck the game by bringing in all these guys that I spent so much time building.
I think you should bring them in. Bring them in because Goalie, what are you going to lose? Just play a new character. Play a new character if you're worried about wrecking the game. And the end game apparently has altered quite a bit. I don't know, but Chaos's brother, who does have high level end game characters, lots of things has changed, and I could hear him going, "Oh my god!"
Really?
Yeah. Bring your new characters in. Bring your new characters in.
Have them, but like I say, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't want to. I spent all this time. I want to build them up all fresh and new again. And
go ahead, build somebody up fresh and new. Just because you happen to have access to a character doesn't mean you have to play that character.
No, I know, but it's like
it's tempting.
It is because it's like, do I want to sit and whack around with his level 5 club, or do I want to bring in my monster guy with all this power?
I like having the option. I've got a bunch of guys at different levels. I like having the option of somebody saying, "Hey, I have a level 20." I'm like, "Oh, I've got a level 20." "Hey, I got a level 60." "I've got a level 60." And I go,
you're also a crazy, weird MMO player.
Yeah, true.
You kind of weird. Goalie's part of us normal gamers who are like, I got a powerful thing. Why am I not going to use it?
Forget about the old game because I want to enjoy this and I want to play it a long time.
Do whatever you want.
It's like if I bring in the hot chick.
Do whatever you want. You're going to be sorry. I can guarantee you. You're going to be sorry. See, bringing in the new ones gives you options. More options are always better you are going to get yourself into a situation where you need to bring in your old character and you can't without erasing your new character. Trust me. But you can do it. Go ahead. Go. But just remember this moment. And there will be an I told you so. Oh, let me say that again. There will be an epic banner of I told you so on this show.
I already traded in my Diablo on 360, so I can't.
I have Diablo on 360. That's what I did for Chaos's brother, is I signed into his account and then exported his character.
Yeah, I deleted my account.
Okay.
I got it covered.
Whatever.
All right, I'll have to look at it.
Right. Whatever.
All right. So anyway, so Diablo 3. So Nick, I take it, hasn't played it yet. Or at least
yeah.
You should
Not. I played I didn't even play much of the 360 version.
Oh, really?
Like I played it for a couple hours. Like there was that one night when we all played it together.
Yeah, it's stupid fun when you all play it together. It's best when you play it together.
And then I think I played it for like an hour after that.
Right.
And then kind of never went back to it.
It's definitely better in groups. It's an orgy game. Yeah. You should never really play it alone. And there's enough people now playing it, like Chaos, that will be playing a lot of it.
Yeah, we did that before.
And his whole family plays it. So it's
and
finding a group is not a problem.
The fun thing is jumping in and out of games.
Right.
Like you'll be playing in a game and all of a sudden someone comes on and they come into your game and they're like, hey, I'm doing this. Yeah, let's go do that. That is the fun part.
Yep. Just rolling around. So we've talked about Diablo. I think bottom line is our overall opinion is if you have played Diablo 3 on the 360, or PlayStation 3, don't count out Diablo 3 for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. It's actually quite good. Quite good. Super good.
It's
different enough. If you loved the game before, you'll love it again in a whole new way.
It looks better. It's got some little things going. Like I say, I've only played a couple hours, and already we've been talking about all the new things between the legendary monsters that pop in and out of games to, just the little things that go on in the game. Yeah, it's different enough. It's not the same game, just with better graphics. It is a little bit different. And I haven't even got to the end. I haven't even got to the expansion yet. You got to play through the game to unlock the expansion part. So,
right.
And then there's the adventure mode, which I still got to. There's all these different things that are going on.
Yep. Within
this game, so it's more Diablo.
It's more Diablo,
and it's more good.
How much is it? Is it like $40 or is it a full?
It's a regular 60.
Oh.
Yeah, regular 60.
But it's I don't know.
Awesome.
For me, I enjoyed it so much. It's worth it.
I'm very excited to have this game now.
Yep, I bought 2 of them, and I'm not regretting it. You know, so we're supposed to play tonight, and again, it's such an orgy of co-op goodness.
Yes, it's a good way of putting it. It's an orgy of co-op. So, since we've already talked about this for an hour, Nick, do you mind holding on to what I've played this week since it wasn't Diablo?
Oh,
unless you played something that can't wait.
No, because I don't think I've played anything.
Wow, perfect. Hey,
yeah.
There you go.
You know what did hurt was when I put in Diablo last night on the 360 to kind of look at it. I had to take out Left 4 Dead 1. That always hurts. There's a little sting when you take Left 4 Dead out of your 360. Because I love that game. I do. I still play it. I played it the other day. And it's just like, I have to take you out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll put you back. Don't worry. I know you'll be cold, but that's all right. You'll be inside soon.
Yeah,
Actually, what I did play was that playable teaser. The PT demo.
I started to play that and I had to stop because I realized, okay, I'm gonna have nightmares. I need to stop this.
That is the most messed up thing.
the what's the word? The hallway that doesn't ever go away.
Yep.
I think I got through it about 4 or 5 times and then I had to stop because I'm like, something horrible's gonna happen and
Did you see what was in the bathroom?
Oh yeah.
No, I never saw what was in the bathroom.
You didn't see?
No, I stopped. I knew. I I stopped at exactly the right reason. It's like, I just know if I go down this hall one more time, something horrible, I'm just going to mess me up. I am not going to be able to sleep tonight. Fuck that. I'm not going down this hall. And I quit the application.
Nick, did you die?
Oh yeah, I died a lot. I played it with my roommates, like kind of all together.
That's the best way to play it.
Yes, and god damn, it's so much fun. I died multiple times. Like, what's so great about that is that
careful, Kevin Bowler, you're saying no spoilers on PT.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, like, there are random events. Like, that's what makes it so good, and I think that's what makes a lot of people, and especially in like the first couple days that it was out, people saying like, well, you have to beat it by like plugging in a mic and talking into the microphone. And I was like, what? Are you insane? But that's because a lot of the scares that occur are like random.
Oh, damn it! I hate that. I can't even anticipate.
Turn a corner and see something, or you look through a window and see something, and like, as I've watched YouTube videos of it, I've seen these kind of scary moments that I never saw when we were playing the game. And so that's what makes it so great, because you'll go through it over and over again, and like, you'll walk through the same hallway trying to solve this puzzle like 30 times, and you'll be like, I don't know what to do, and then you'll turn the corner and it's like, oh, what the fuck is that?
I knew that's what was gonna happen. That's why I stopped.
I just kept running running to the bottom door. Fuck the puzzles. I heard stuff banging on doors. I saw a refrigerator hanging from the ceiling. It was just some messed up stuff. The radio that was playing.
You're playing the PT 500. Just how many laps could you get as fast as you could?
Get me, motherfucker.
Like that. I'm so excited for that Silent Hill game, because that PT demo is everything that Silent Hill should be. In that, not only is it scary, but just like, it's fucked up. Just like the way the creature looks, the things that happen, the imagery, the thing in the sink. Like, I won't say what's in the sink, but the thing in the sink is just fucked up.
Oh,
it's just
no,
like,
see,
my God.
See, this is the problem I have with horror games like this, is because I know it's going to mess me up, but I need to see what this is, because
you need to see it. You need to see it.
And it's going to mess me up. It's going to mess me up. I won't be able to sleep.
You know, just watch a YouTube video or something of it.
Yeah, it was weird. It was good weird, but I had to stop myself. It's like, okay, freaking myself out. All I'm doing is running through the levels and he's mine.
Yeah. Oh, the one thing, like, it doesn't tell you the controls, but one thing that you like need to know is that, and this is for Kevin Bulwell too. This isn't a spoiler. This is basic. Like, if you click, I think it was R3. The camera will kind of zoom in, and it'll be like a focus. Actually.
Yes, I found that out. One of the puzzles.
It doesn't tell you that, but you need to know that.
Right.
Like, that's an important thing. Like,
if nothing's happening, try zooming in on it.
Yeah, because sometimes focusing on something is like what triggers an event that will let you move forward. The, I don't know, story or something.
Yeah,
but
get through the doors. Open a door, essentially.
That okay. It makes total sense that Hideo Kojima had a role in making this demo, because it has his weird fingerprints all over it.
It does.
Like, that's the guy who, you know, that boss fight in Metal Gear Solid where you were fighting a psychic, and in order to beat him, you had to unplug your controller from port 1 and plug it into port 2.
Oh, really?
That the psychic enemy couldn't read your movements.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know why I didn't know that story. That's a great idea.
The Psycho Mantis boss fight. Well, like, since he's psychic, what he'll do is, if you have other Konami games on your memory card, he'll read that data and say, oh, I see you really like Castlevania.
That's so messed up.
It's fantastic. It was great. But yeah, like, there's nothing quite that weird in the game, but there's enough weirdness in it that you're like, oh yeah, this is totally Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Oh yeah, fantastic demo.
All right, so you want to hit the news?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hit the news. This is the... try that again. All of a sudden, I've turned into a preteen boy. This is the GameHounds News, the news, views, and commentary of the week in gaming with Gamer Edie, Holy Goalie, and Nick Nicola all together. Yay. Our first item is... Anyone? Anyone?
You guys go.
Okay. Rockstar?
I know. I'm going to start with a showstopper.
Okay.
This is the biggest news of the goddamn week.
Oh, God. All right.
Sadly, it's only occurring in Europe.
Uh-huh.
That's our lead.
Uh-oh. We've lost. We've lost
come
our
on,
lead.
man.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What?
We've lost our lead.
What?
Looks like all of a sudden Spreaker might have burped. Something's going on. And this is not me. I know that now. Anybody in the chat room, can you hear us? Anybody in the chat room? I just looked down and all of a sudden everything was red.
It still shows we're live.
All right. Well, maybe we weren't, but all of a sudden it said connection lost, connection lost, connection lost.
Well,
All
did
right.
anyone in the chat hear us?
Kevin Bulwer said heard nothing. I don't know if that means... Oh, there we go. You're back now. No idea what's happens in Europe. It's cutting out a lot. Yeah, this is not me for once. This is actually Spreaker. You want to start that again? What is Europe getting?
Assassin's Creed Monopoly.
You know, you can go over there and get it or have someone come and bring it to you. That's not that hard to do.
It would probably be easier if I just had it shipped.
I don't
know
think
if I
Monopoly
need,
is in
like,
PAL.
That no, it actually is. It's a board game. You can't play it in other regions.
You have to get an adapter.
Yep.
Damn, we can't open this thing up.
No, you need a European knife.
Anyone got a European knife?
You can get it when
I just
Brookstone.
think
Brookstone sells them.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that there were a lot of Monopoly versions out there,
Yeah, there's a lot.
but man, that's I don't know. Did they run out of TV shows to adapt?
No, they've been doing Monopoly versions of Monopoly all over the place. So
Have they done games before?
no, they've tons of different kinds of Monopoly games now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of, you know how. Remember when we were a kid, Goalie and Doritos was like 2 flavors: nacho cheese, Cool Ranch,
Yep, there was red and blue.
and blue, right? And now it's a bajillion different flavors. And remember when Mountain Dew was 1 flavor? It was called Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Yep, that's it. And then all of a sudden, all of these established companies now have all these crazy flavors, like really established, like not just soda, like Coke. Instead of Coke and Diet Coke, it's now Coke Zero and Coke. You have multiple different flavors of Diet Coke, for fuck's sake. Multiple different flavors of chips, of Pringles, of everything. Things that shouldn't have multiple flavors, like syrup, like pancake syrup. It's kind of the same thing. Monopoly realized that it has a very good thing, and it's essentially pounding the franchise into the ground in every way, shape, and form, so that people like you who would never have bought a Monopoly game will buy a Monopoly game simply because it's an Assassin's
It looks
Creed.
better than regular Monopoly.
Right, it's an Assassin's Creed Monopoly game.
I got the
Which makes sense.
I got the Homefront Monopoly game. Do you guys have that? Yeah. You only go around the board once and the game's over. But, it's so much fun seeing all the things that it could have been. I got out of jail, went around. I didn't even have to buy a property, and the game was over. It was pretty cool. I think it took us like 5-10 minutes to play a game. It was awesome.
Can you purchase THQ as one of the properties?
That's right. That's hilarious. Oh, that would be funny. That would be hilarious. All right, my item is Rockstar has debuted 10 new missions on GTA 5 today. I know you guys don't really care, but Nick might care because all of them are flight-based. San Andreas Flight School update introduces new planes, new missions, including race, capture, and parachute jump missions. It also adds new aerial competitive modes, including something called Acquire Targets, which is a capture the flag mode, and Air Force Zero, which is a base defense mission.
Okay.
Come on, really? I thought you liked the airplanes.
I like the flying stuff. Flying stuff is always fun in that. And especially that whole like jets versus motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the multiplayer in general just kind of left me cold.
Yeah.
I still think that game is great for the single player.
See, I have yet to finish the single player. I really should.
Yeah, you should get to the end. That's the end is like a surprisingly like hey, fuck you to like capitalism in America.
True.
It's like, wow, did GTA just do what I thought it did?
I really should finish it.
Which game died faster, do you think? Watch Dogs or Titanfall?
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, yeah.
Really?
Because Titanfall is good.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody, well, I don't want to generalize in the broad brush and the whole bit, but I know some people that, is that so bad? And like they had it for 2 weeks and it's like, oh yeah, I already traded that in.
Yeah, well, I think that Watch Dog was, what, you mean Titanfall or you mean...
Titanfall. Get rid of it, and then Watch Dogs, on Twitter, there was somebody on Twitter that it said, I'm playing Watch Dogs. It says, people still play that? It's like, I gave it one more try. It sucked. It's gone.
Yeah. Well, Watch Dogs, I think that it people are really not playing it because it was fun for about 15 minutes in the multiplayer. And then it just kind of ran out of steam because it didn't really have much of a multiplayer, in my humble opinion. And the game itself was a real letdown, the single player. Jaeger says, sorry, I'm reading. Jaeger says Zelda Monopoly for Legend of Zelda.
Really?
Yeah, came out 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool too.
Yeah. So it looks like they're doing a lot of these different
We should
flavors.
do a GameHounds Monopoly. How cool would that be? Okay, so Nick would be the gray block piece. We know that, right?
Oh yeah, I just need like a gray cube.
Trying to think what pieces me, Edie, and Piss Boy could do.
Oh, you would have to be the hockey mask.
Oh yeah.
Puck or something. Yeah.
Piss Boy's piss bucket.
A bucket of piss.
A bucket of piss.
It's right there in his name.
That's funny.
Edie would have to be a red box, right?
Yeah, the red box. Well, yeah, we'd figure actually the red box is now pink. Very, very pink. No longer. In fact, she may just go blue before PAX. We don't know. We'll find out.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Or were you...
I don't troll your Facebook page. I really don't.
Really? You don't wonder about what I'm doing every minute of my day? Yay!
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't care what I'm doing.
Nah, not even the least. A couple of weeks ago, we announced that the Destiny writer Joshua Rubin had left Bungie. Well, he has resurfaced this week. He's working now for Telltale, and he's working on the Game of Thrones game series that's coming out. He said in an interview with Gamma Sutra, in the end, Bungie makes games about shooting aliens in the head. And while there's a lot of true art to writing between the bullets, as Mr. Staten once said, I couldn't turn down the offer from Telltale to create a game games that are entirely about story.
Yeah, at first I was kind of like, oh boy, the writer for Destiny is going to do Game of Thrones. But then when he said that, it kind of made sense.
Right.
He's like, okay, here's a guy who wants to actually write something, and I doubt he'll be able to do that on Destiny.
Yeah, agreed. And I think it says a lot because I at least the early crumbs of ideas that I saw in Destiny really intrigued me. And I think that they're going to be fleshed out very well, very satisfying way.
Narratively?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't think
you
so.
and I
Gameplay-wise,
disagreed on that. I think that there were enough breadcrumbs to make me want to follow the trail. Absolutely. I think it's going to be as engaging as say Halo's. Certainly as much as Halo's story. I think it's going to be good.
Hey, did you guys talk about the Tomb Raider coming to Xbox One last week?
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't here for that. So.
I know. Yeah. Exclusive. Well, actually, we discussed.
It's a timed exclusive.
It's a timed exclusive. Yeah, they've kind of made a point of talking very much, not without actually saying that, but talking in such a way that it's making it very clear that it's a timed exclusive. So I'm fine with that. Would that make you buy an Xbox One?
It made no sense. Is that if they sold 6 million copies or whatever it was of the last one, and they were disappointed that they're going to go just to one console this time.
All right.
You know, it's like, so you're going to go to one console
early.
It was 6 million. You were disappointed. How many you think you're going to sell the Xbox One? So.
That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point that we did not bring up. Huh. Yeah, well, it's going to be timed, and the question is how much of the time is that time? Yeah. Nick, you got anything?
Yeah. So there was Gamescom, and at it, Sony was talking about the PS4 sales, and they had a really interesting interview with Shu Yoshida, like one of the head of the PS4s, where they were saying like, we don't really know why it's selling so fast. And they're basically saying like, okay, there's all these people buying it, but like, why? Like, they've done some like, metrics or stuff to see that, okay, a good number of the people buying it didn't own a PlayStation 3, and a good number of the people buying it are like not what they consider a hardcore gamer and blah blah. And so they're like, well, okay, we know who's buying it, but we don't know why these people are buying it.
Right.
And he's like, we're really curious about that. We really want to know why. And there was an article on Ars Technica, and in the comments, a lot of people are talking about, PlayStation versus Xbox, and why you'd buy PlayStation over Xbox and all that. But then there's one comment that made a good point of like, that's all why you'd buy PS4 over Xbox One, but what about just buying PS4? Like, if you don't have a game console, why would you buy a PS4 now in the first place as opposed to waiting a year?
Right.
And I think that's the question that Sony's really struggling with, is like, why are people buying it now and not waiting until, September? Why aren't they waiting until a price drop? Why aren't they waiting until there's like, the glut of huge games all in the Christmas season? Because they've sold 10 million units at this point, which they said is like way beyond what they expected.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because
here's my theory. Here's my theory about it is that a lot of people are buying them because many people in previous generations, they were manufacturing these console shortages in order to keep the console in the news and to drive sales. And this time, because there was a simultaneous or near simultaneous competitive release of two different consoles, they made sure that there was more than enough consoles on the shelves on both sides. So there were no shortages for all intents and purposes. I think that a lot of it has to do that people think that there will be shortage. Not that they're buying it because they're intending to sell it, but there's still that, I don't know, how would you call it? Post-traumatic stress disorder, societal post-traumatic stress, where they're concerned that there's going to be a shortage. And so even though they don't really want it and they don't really need it, they found one and they're afraid that there might be shortages in the future, because these are going to be people that are not aware that there is no shortage and why there is no shortage and why there was shortages in the past. They just knew that there were shortages. So they're like, if I ever really want one, here's one here. And those are probably really hard to find. I probably should pick that up now. That's my only thing that I can think. And it certainly makes more sense than probably a lot of the things that they're working on, is that the uninformed...
I don't know if that doesn't make sense to me.
The uninformed are afraid that, especially also considering Christmas time's coming up, and they know that there's going to be more, that it's always at Christmas time there's a shortage of consoles. So they're like, here's one. It's right in front of me. It's available. I kind of want it. And it's here. And I'm really interested. Of course, but Kevin Bowler says he disagrees with Edie's theory. It's just a theory. I'm not committed to it.
I disagree too. I think shortages are not the major thing.
But I think that people, it's not the shortage being the major thing. I think it is the memory in the general public that there were shortages in the past.
I don't think the general audience buying PS4 cares about shortage. I suspect that what it is kind of what made the Wii sell, is that when they came out with PS4 and Xbox, like, that was a good news story. Like, oh, Microsoft versus Sony, they're going head to head. And Xbox had kind of done such a bad job of things that it gave the PlayStation 4 like a real groundswell of momentum, not just in like the gamers, but in the news, in the media. You know, like it was a story, and it was a story that a lot of people heard of, and I think that created a kind of zeitgeist that made people want to go out and get this thing that they'd heard so much about. Similar like what happened with the Wii. You know, the Wii, people bought the Wii even though there weren't many good games for it, because it was like the hot new thing. It was a cool thing to have. There was a story behind it, and I think that's what's propelling a lot of PlayStation.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe
that's my theory.
And it may be the fact that they might have had better sales of other things in the past had there not been a shortage.
Yeah.
You know, they were assuming that the shorting things were driving sales because that's what happened with the Wii U, or with the Wii, but that isn't necessarily the case.
Like Sony did have like some supply challenges with the PS4.
Right.
I don't think it was planned, but they flat out say, yeah, we would have sold more if we'd been able to keep up with demand.
Right, and that was a genuine demand. Now, there's a couple things in the chat room. Jager says more like bought a PS3 8 years ago, about time for a new console. No, that's what they're saying, is that they're trying to figure out these are not people that had PS3s.
Yeah. Like, why are these new people?
They are new people. They are the untested masses. They're not gamers. They're why are they coming and buying these PlayStation 4s in mass? So,
like, I remember before these consoles came out, there was a lot of speculation that, like, oh, you know, mobile games have risen so much. Will people even buy a new console? And then the Wii U came out and it didn't sell well at all. And people were like, look, consoles are dead. You can't make consoles now. And then these two come out and Sony sells 10 million and Microsoft sells less, but is doing way better than Wii U. And so it's like, clearly there's a demand for consoles.
Stephen Coates says, we all know the sales of PS4 are so much higher because MS shot themselves in the foot. We're not comparing them. It's not the higher. It's Sony's own people are saying, people that are buying it, what they've sold, the 10 million they've sold is way more than they expected to sell. Not as compared to Microsoft, but way more than they expected to sell by this time of the year. It's essentially, it's a runaway hit, and they can't figure out why, because people that don't have PlayStations, have not had PlayStations in the past, are buying them, and they're not Xbox owners.
So yeah, here's from the Ars Technica article. Sony's internal reports indicate that many PS4 buyers are people who did not buy a PS3 or who skipped the last generation of consoles entirely. But that doesn't sufficiently explain why they're getting into the market right now, or whether it's simply a matter of core gamers getting to the market earlier than usual.
I wonder if they're counting Wii U people, because it may be very much that these are Wii U. Well, sorry, not Wii U. These are Wii owners. These are the Wii owners that bought the Wii and stayed with the Wii and never got, and as somebody mentioned in the chat room, never bought another game beyond Wii Sports. And now they're going one step further because they technically they might not register as in the last generation, because
that could be that, like they're the kind of, you know, people who just picked up a Wii and then stuck with it, and then when the next kind of gaming thing hit, they're like, you know what, I could go for another console now.
Yeah, because there's really nothing to play with the Wii anymore.
The Wii is kind of like a boat. The two best days in your life are the day that you buy the weed and the day that you sell the weed. Am I wrong?
No.
I mean, those are two happiest days of my life.
No, you're not wrong.
This whole PS4 thing, I know we beat that to death. You wonder, though, it's almost like the Google takeover. Because remember before Google, you had Yahoo and a few other search engines, and then Google comes up. And at least back in the early days, it was a clean search engine page. It just was a box that said search. I mean, now they've
It still is. I mean, it hasn't. The front page still hasn't changed much in 100 years.
They've infiltrated all our computers and our cell phones, and I get all that. But I mean, back in the day, you went to Yahoo or AOL or wherever you went to.
Remember Alta Vista?
Yeah, Alta Vista, like Post and Excite and all these other ones. And it would bring up a full page of like news and ads.
Oh, it was so busy and you could never find the search bar. And it was like, your brain was assaulted.
All of a sudden, Google comes up and there's no ads on their page. It's just a box that says search. And it did just what the other ones did. And I'm wondering if that's kind of the PS4 mentalities. They come up, they have a very bland milquetoast vanilla dashboard. It's not flashy, but everything's right there. It's clean. It's not the Windows 8 look that is I don't like it. A lot of other people don't like that Xbox One has. There's really no ads on it and the whole bit. It's just a clean, smooth system. It doesn't sync with your TV. It doesn't make toast for you. So I wonder if it because it was just a cleaner system like Google when Google search engine come up. If maybe that enticed some people.
It might be. It might. I mean, I have no idea if these people care about what the dashboard looks like. Who knows? At this point, Sony doesn't even know. So our guess is as good as Shuhei's. And yes, it is Shuhei. Our guess is as good as Shuhei's. Nobody knows why this is happening so far. I'm sure they're trying to find that out very quickly to find out what they did right.
Bet you Nick knows.
Oh yeah, I know.
Nick knows. He's just not telling.
He's going to say on the other podcast.
What a dick.
I'll tell you if you give me $50.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Gamescom attendance, 335,000. That's a lot of people. But also, I have no idea what the attendance is going to be at PAX, but you do know that we're ready because it's a week. We're leaving next Thursday, right? Or next Wednesday?
Let me look at the
We're
ticket.
leaving for PAX next Thursday.
I should know when we leave because I don't know when we're leaving. I don't know.
You're terrible.
I should find this out. Okay.
Suck.
Yeah.
I'll leave
Thursday. Jesus.
Thursday at like 6 a.m.
6 a.m. from Oakland.
Right. So we're leaving Thursday at 6 a.m.
Are you on the same flight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Flight 671.
I think so. I think I recall saying that I was going there at 6 a.m. So, which means I have to, I don't know why I said Thursday at 6 a.m. because that screws me for taking Bart. I think maybe. We'll see.
Well, you got a really good deal on the flight. You just got to fly over to Balkans on the way to Seattle, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's a cake.
Yeah.
Man, I've never been to Oakland Airport.
You've never been?
I have no clue where to go.
You've never been to Oakland Airport?
No, I always go to San Francisco.
Okay, well, we'll talk this later. But yeah, we're leaving in a week for PAX, and I'm so excited. And Piss Boys, we're gonna finally get Piss Boy drunk. Yay, drunken Piss Boy! But Nick, you have to take him home. You have to make sure he gets to his room. You are the keeper of the Piss Boy.
Where are we staying?
We are staying at the... sure, why not? We're staying at the Fairmont in Seattle.
Okay, that's where we stayed at the first year.
Yes, with the television with the evil eye that freaked Chris out.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
That place. And we all have our own room. Away. It was a little far away, but you couldn't. There was nothing closer.
It was good.
It was nice. Nice walk. In other news that I have, and this is my last item, remember that game that Goldie was really excited about called No Man's Sky that was mentioned at E3?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to read this almost directly. Well, actually, I'm going to read this pretty much directly from Joystick.
Okay.
And it's more information that came out since being at Gamescom about No Man's Sky, and it says the universe is a pretty big place, and No Man's Sky development team wants to replicate its span as best as it can. Its ambitions were grand enough for Hello Games' Sean Murray to say that the universe in No Man's Sky is infinite when it was revealed for PS4 at E3 in June. Remember that? That was the whole thing. It's like it's an infinite sky. Of course, the game isn't really infinite, and Hello Games is fully aware of that and ultimately wants the game to surprise players. The developer addressed that late last week with IGN, discussing its previous use of a 32-bit number to automatically generate planets in the game. I had to throw something at the dog because he's starting with the squeaky toys. With that 32-bit number... Dog! Hey! Knock it off! Jesus fucking Christ. With that 32-bit number, it would take you 4,000 or 5,000 years to see every planet if you spend only a second on each one, it said. See? Not infinite. Think about that. But this universe in this game take you 4,000 or 5,000 years to visit every planet if you only spend a second.
It makes sense because it's procedurally generated.
I'm going to sue them like that guy that sued because it was, 1039p instead of 1040p or something.
Oh God, that's right. I remember that stupid lawsuit. So wait, are people like legitimately upset that the universe is not literally infinite?
No, nobody's upset. It's not a controversial saying. It's saying that it is not actually infinite
okay,
by the definition of infinite.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense,
Yeah.
It's a random number generator.
It's a random number generator. But it is not infinite, really.
As long as it's big, as long as it you can play it a long time and it doesn't get too repetitive. This game looks to be so much fun as one of the exploration games, which is kind of one of the new kind of games coming on. I got a lot of those on PC. Remember that what was that Angry Planet, Nick, that we played? Empty Planet?
Oh, Lifeless Planet.
Lifeless Planet, yeah. I still was playing a little bit of that on the PC. Where you're just an astronaut walking around on I don't know if it's Mars or whatever it is, and it's barren, and you're trying to figure out the thing. But it's called an exploration game, and it's kind of fun, and that's kind of this is. But I guess there's obviously some combat in space. But damn, as far as infinite, I mean, now you're splitting hairs.
Well, actually, let me take it a step further. I'm just reading a little bit farther. The developer has noted that it is now, instead of using a 32-bit number, it's going to be using a 64-bit number to procedurally generate No Man's Sky.
Okay, so it'll take twice as long.
Which it'll take roughly 5 billion years to see each planet in the game. How awesome is that?
It's not infinite. I'm going to sue them.
How awesome is that? Seriously. 5 billion years to see every planet. I just love the idea of being able to be in a game where I can go into space and get literally lost from you. That I can get lost.
The guy even said, one of the interviews that I saw, that he said chances of you bumping into another player is remote.
I know, and how awesome is that going to be when you bump into a player?
Yeah, it'd be cool. Because imagine, if we could bump into each other, we could just go around together and explore things, at the same time.
Yeah.
But he says no, because you're not going to be running into anybody. I'm like, oh, that's good and bad. I know it's kind of a single-player game. It's kind of multiplayer.
Well, it makes an evidence if you think about a universe that big, which is actually smaller than the actual universe, and that you have all these players. That's millions of players, hopefully, in this game. And if nobody bumps into each other, it kind of says why we haven't met anybody like an alien race yet. Why we haven't met aliens. Because the chances of us meeting each other are so infinitely small, it would just have to be complete luck to have run into someone.
Oh, I've dated a few. Nothing from not out of this world, I tell you.
So anybody have anything else?
Yeah, I guess I really did not plan this out, but in other Assassin's Creed news, Black Flag or the new Assassin's Creed, neither one of them, whether the 360 PS3 one or Unity, are going to come to the Wii. The Wii U.
Right, I saw that. That Ubisoft is just pretty much saying, fuck the Wii U. We're not doing it.
And Ubisoft said they will release no more mature games for the Wii U. That doesn't mean they're not going to make any games. They're going
Right.
to make Just Dance. You can be damn sure of that. But they're not making any more mature rated games. They still say that Watch Dogs is still coming, but we'll see about that.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that the only thing that could make Watch Dogs possibly worse than it is to put it on a Wii U.
Ouch.
Yeah. No.
What you wonder though, if with that little pad that they got there, if that might actually help the game.
No.
I don't see how it could help it, honestly.
No. That would be
But
lipstick on a pig. Air freshener on a pile of poo. That's what that would be.
And he just kind of flat out says it like, yeah, these games do not sell. Like, the audience for the Wii U does not buy mature rated games.
No.
And it's just not worth it.
No, they don't. That's the thing, is that they don't. That Wii U is almost to order made for adventure games. Even adventure games, and you could make adventure games that were mature adventure games, like Walking Dead. But adventure games are almost made for that. Everything else? No. Nope. Telltale needs to figure out a way to get with Nintendo and to make the Wii U work. Because if you put Nintendo and Telltale together, it would be a money machine.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. The whole setup, the whole layout, the pad and everything, made for that. So we'll see. I know they never listen to me. Nobody even listens to me on the show. Why would they?
What? High five.
Nicely done. That deserves a fist bump. Well done.
Shit. Hey, Madden fans,
Yeah.
if you're on a PS4 and not an Xbox One, you will be able to use the Coach Glass on a tablet or a smartphone this year. Last year, it was on Xbox One exclusive, and this year it's actually coming to the PS4 as well, where you take a tablet, usually it's a tablet, like an iPad or something, and you have it on your lap while you play Madden, and it adds to the game. You can, I don't know if you can design plays or you can change the plays, but it's like having a second screen while you play Madden. Yeah. So I'm going to have to try it because I'm going to probably pick up the new Madden next week, and obviously I have an iPad, so I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to see how it all looks. I'm interested in seeing these second screens. And how
I have played second screen on Battlefield. There was a second screen supposedly with Watch Dogs, right?
Yeah, there was.
And nobody played it.
No.
And
I kind of meant to because it seemed like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
But,
that's the thing, that nobody gets around to playing it. It's like, oh, this is a great idea that nobody actually does because we're too lazy to go get our tablets. Pretty much. And so I'm interested to know how you do with the second screen. I found the Battlefield thing. I lay in bed one morning and dicked around with it, but it was only because I was intentionally dicking around with it. So I made a point of going and trying it, and I found it remotely. It certainly isn't a gripping game. It lacks the. It lacks a lot of the, I don't know, attention that you would need, that you get in Battlefield games. That because you're not, and they don't do a really good job. At least plays Battlefield 4.1 doesn't do a really good job of explaining what you're supposed to do and how things work.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of like pushing buttons everywhere, just tapping away, and you don't even know if it's working.
This is true. Well, we'll see how it goes with this. I mean, it'd be really interesting, if they add that to a few more games. I mean, I don't want it to be mandatory to play the game, but if there's a way that they could maybe put some shortcuts on there, maybe I don't know what it's going to do, but if you come instead of trying to press all these crazy buttons, maybe you have like your audibles right there on the tablet. You just like click, okay, I want to run this play instead, and it'd be so much easier than trying to hold buttons and scroll over and this and that. I mean, if they add to it so it can either enhance the game or speed up the game or make it a little bit easier to do things, I'm all for it. I really am.
Do you remember the lawsuit against Sega regarding Aliens Colonial Marines for false advertising?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sega is now put in a motion to settle to the tune of $1.25 million.
And who does that go to?
The plaintiffs, Damian Perrine and John Locke, would receive $2,500 each, while $312,500 would be used to cover their attorney's fees. Administration fees would total $200,000, and that leaves $735,000 to be divvied up among the members of the class filing the lawsuit, with each share not exceeding $59.99.
Perfect.
Yep. Game Informer reports the number of claimants estimated to be roughly 135,000 people, which equals roughly $5.44 per payout.
And how much went to the attorney's fees?
$312,000.
Mother.
And the administration fees, $200,000, $500,000 in administration and attorney's fees. Oh yeah, that's the way these class action suits work. Did you not know this?
You get 19 cents.
I knew it. It's just so.
That's why. Why do you think that you constantly see attorneys looking for class action lawsuits? This is where the money is. Yeah. So they work hard for the money. So that's all. Well, they've only filed for that settlement. It does not mean that the attorneys and the plaintiffs have accepted. So that will come later, or the judge will approve of the settlement. That'll come later. Nick, Gully? You're still here?
Well, actually, yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, good.
There's a new Kickstarter by the guys that did Cards Against Humanity.
Really?
Called Slap 45.
Okay.
Which seems like it could be kind of fun.
Wait a minute. Why do the Cards Against Humanity guys need Kickstarter? For fuck's sake. Seriously? They've made more money than God. You can't think they can't get a fucking angel investor?
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they just don't want one.
What do you mean they don't want one? Of course they want one. Everybody wants an angel investor. Oh, no, right there. I don't care what it is. It could be a game that would like make me coffee and give me cunnilingus every night. I will not spend any money on a Kickstarter. The point of Kickstarter is you're going to crowdsource stuff because you can't get it other places. Fuck Cards Against Humanity.
I'm still waiting on my Carmageddon.
Yeah, I am too. Actually.
3 years ago?
Has it been 3 years? I guess it has been. Yeah, it has been. Because I was taking.
When was the last time you got an update?
Well, I get daily emails.
Yeah, no, they email like crazy.
Yeah. Today for lunch I had the tuna, Diet Coke, and
it's not that bad.
We created this great new cow.
No, they've put out a couple of things. They've put out the iOS game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they put out a couple of other things. But nothing, huge, nothing major. But we're still waiting for the game itself. I'm patient. But yeah, it's getting a little old at this point.
Yeah, it's just you only can drag.
Question, are we going to see it? How much money did you guys spend on Carmageddon?
I didn't spend any.
I spent what you spent, I think, Edie. We got the T-shirt, which I haven't got yet. I got a digital copy of the game, which obviously is not out yet.
I can't even remember how much I spent. I'll have to look that up. So anybody else have any items? Because it sounds like you guys are running out of steam.
That actually kind of soured my whole Kickstarter thing, too.
What?
That was my first one.
Yeah.
And to see it doing this, it's really, not that I expected it out in a week.
No.
It's so far in the rearview mirror. I'm like, it doesn't inspire me to support anybody else.
Right. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of real successful Kickstarters. I mean,
absolutely there has, and I'm not saying it, but I'm saying, how you go to a restaurant, everybody talks about, and you walk out and you're like, yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how it was. I was like, whatever.
Anybody, Nick, you have anything else?
I saw a headline for a story that said, and I
we
quote,
can split up, Edie. Go.
Two fish are playing Street Fighter 2 right now, and you're missing it.
What?
And I'm trying to figure out what exactly that means.
Okay, well, you do that. I'll mention that Xbox is trying to sell. Remember, Microsoft was getting rid of Xbox Entertainment Studios. That was the studio that was doing all of those independent programming and original programming. for the Xbox back when it was more of a media device and less of a game playing device. They're now looking to sell Xbox Entertainment Studios. So it may be that all this stuff comes out. It just is not going to be Microsoft making it. It's going to be a third party.
And it's going to appear on Sony platform.
And it's going to be... Oh, wouldn't that be funny if Sony bought it? Sorry.
Okay, so in the wonderful tradition of Twitch Plays Pokemon,
Right.
there's this stream on Twitch of a Street Fighter game played by two fish. Now, how this works is that there's a camera facing the aquarium, and there's two fish swimming in it. And it looks like the aquarium is divvied up into a grid of 6 squares. And if a fish swims into a square, that's a particular move. So if they swim upper left is a punch, swim in the middle, it's a jump. And so just these two fish swimming around and the game playing in the background.
Okay, all right, I have to look that up. Make sure that you put a thread on that, the URL for that thread. I want to see that. All right, so I'm guessing it's time because Nick is all of a sudden now going to the internet and finding stories about fish playing Street Fighter. We've now hit a new low. So, you want to close this out?
It's Diablo 3 time.
Yeah, let's go play some Diablo 3 while I eat some breakfast. Okay, let's close this out. Thank you so much for listening to GameHounds, episode 276. We're recording on August 20th, Wednesday, August 20th, 2014. I've been Edie Sellers. With me has been Holy Goalie and Nick Nicola. Ways to get a hold of us. First way to do it is our website, gamehounds.net. You can also go to our email. It's gamehounds@gmail.com. Other ways to do it is through our Facebook page, facebook.com/the-gamehounds. We have a very active Facebook group, and we actually post news items to Facebook. So if you go ahead and like that page, you will get an update all the time of 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, updates of the latest and greatest news going on in the video game industry. And you can stay on top of things. That is facebook.com/the-gamehounds. Also, if you want to listen to us live, when we do our shows on Wednesdays, that's at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, that would be on Spreaker, Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Go ahead and sign up for it. You sign up for GameHounds, be here, and you can join us in the chat room like Yeager did, like Kevin Bolware did, like Black Sphere Void did. Like the number of people who are all in the chat room right now. AC Rafe, Kevin Bower, I mentioned, tons of other people. Stephen Coates, all in the chat room. Go ahead and join us. Once again, that's Spreaker.com. You can also listen to us live or listen to us pre-recorded on iHeartRadio, or you can download us on iTunes. If you do download us on iTunes or do iHeart, please leave us some feedback on those respective pages. There is a voicemail line. The voicemail line is
304-300-9889.
In addition, you can also leave a text there, and that goes directly to Goalie. So feel free to send him get well soon messages, or just harass him if you'd like. We have not had a drunk dial. We actually got a contact from somebody fairly recently who was our very first drunk dialer. We haven't been drunk dialed in a while. Just saying, we haven't been drunk dialed in a while. If you have any other questions to ask us, please feel free to send us an email, get a hold of us in the comments section on the website. However, Nick, Goalie, we will talk to you next week. That will be our last show right before we leave for PAX. So get your ideas for what you want us to see at PAX and let us know by the next show, and we'll look into it. Nick, Goalie, thanks so much for being on the show.
Okay.
All right. See you later. Bye.